guys, since the exhaust video, my speedometer cable was just barely touching the exhaust, but it was long enough for it to melt and break something. So I think I actually rerouted it and made it too sharp of a route, and the cable had snapped. I actually think that's what really happened. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to change the speedometer cable. Woo! Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to essentially part 2 to that video. So in the last video we had talked about how my header was starting to burn the throttle cable, and I moved it up and it actually kinked it, and I think it's done now. It's a mechanical throttle cable in the older style hard body. So I'm going to show you guys how to replace that today, and we're going to hang it up on the left side of the firewall. If you're staring at the truck, it'd be the right side if you're in it. And I'm going to change my oil real quick. There's plenty of how-to videos on my YouTube channel on how to do that. And a couple other things. I'm going to change out the O2 sensor that goes to my AFR gauge because it's reading leaned out all the time. So they sent me a new one. So hopefully I'll get a proper reading on that. Well, there we go. We got the oil draining in here. That's awesome. Like I said, thankfully that didn't go in there. And I just noticed another problem with the purple truck. There she is. That's why she's so bouncy. I was watching it bounce on the flatbed. It looks like it's been this way for a little while. It's destroying the shock, but it's okay. I actually, in the future, want to go to a coilover setup. So it is pretty unfortunate because it's going to mess some things up. So I'll actually probably just unbolt it because it's not doing anything and take it out of here for now. Which is, both shocks on this side will be removed, unfortunately, until I fix that. But I'm not changing my filter right now either, just because I said I'd just change the oil not that long ago. I'm sure, yeah, look at that. I'm sure we can see some results of that being broken inside the truck. Let's see how this side is doing. See, that's how it should look, but I get it. It bottoms out on it. It's a lot of stress on the truck, so I totally understand. And like I said, we're all here just to adapt and improve and make this truck even better. It is super unfortunate though, because it is the age-old saying. It's one thing and then another. So we just fixed everything else, and then that happens, of course. But that's all right. We'll make the best of it, and I'll just pull it for now and try to find a way to fix it later, because it's doing more harm than good right now. All right, guys, we're under here now, and I got my my wrench on there. I already cracked it free, so I just got to loosen that up. And look at this new pipe, dude. They did such a great job installing that. Like, again, big shout out to Loose Custom. I'm like really thankful for that. But anyway, on this side, we're going to unhook the cable, hook it back up, plug it back into there, and then I'm going on the other side and we'll start doing the speedometer cable, and that's where I'll get a little bit more in-depth. Guys, we got our new O2 sensor plugged in. The wire is so much shorter, like I was able to tie it up just right. Zip tie special, that's how I like it. And oh, I'm so excited. We're gonna drop this thing back on the ground now and just check my oil, make sure the level is right where it needs to be. I'm gonna hold on to that O2 sensor, and my truck really could be leaning out still somehow, but I mean, check this out. From all that gasket maker I was putting on there, I gotta clean up my workspace still from yesterday. But I mean, look at all the caulking, all the exhaust gasket maker I use. I gotta clean all that up. But yeah, so that got in there all the way down the pipe and made this red, which is hilarious. It's probably junk now anyways, but hopefully I actually get an AFR reading. I know you guys can't see it, but our AFR gauge is working again, which is so nice. Can't wait. Hopefully the truck runs a lot better. Already feeling a little bit smoother, but man, next is the speedometer cable. So essentially I'm gonna go make sure I have one in my parts shed, and if so, I'm gonna take apart all of this, and we gotta get down below the truck, and I actually just drove it up onto a board of wood. That's what I was doing in this clip, and we gotta disconnect it from the transmission. Hopefully no fluid comes out, XYZ, but it shouldn't be bad. This might be a little easier than I thought. So essentially I gotta figure out how to disconnect this half from the inside of the truck. It's very long too, but this on the transmission side looks like I can just unscrew it and screw it in, which would be sweet without having to mess up the whole housing. So as you can see, the aftermarket one just bolts in just like that, and should be, like I said, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And we're gonna run it down the left side of the firewall. So I gotta get in there somehow to that firewall and mount that up and cut my zip tie and start pulling that one. But to do that, I'm going to start by taking apart my dash. So I already pulled my steering column off. Don't mind, the truck's a little dirty because just in and out of it all day working on it. There's a screw down here, and 3 up top. And then once I take this off, there's going to be a screw for the gauge cluster. That can pull out, and we're just going to check out the cable. Okay, so you get the dash out, you unplug all the connections, and I don't see anything directly wrong with this yet, but we're just going to change it. It literally just slides out of place here. So that slides out, and I think it just pushes straight through. Ooh, almost dropped you guys. So over here, there's 3 pulls. I think this literally just pulls out, and we pull that through. I think it's literally this simple. Yeah, look at that. Nothing ever goes this nice. We're going to feed it down below and go down to the transmission half and see what we got to do there. All right, so I'm feeling a little silly. On the transmission, it looked like a bigger mechanism, but it did look like I could have gotten away with using this aftermarket one. But this one is like perfect size. It's the exact same size as the other one. This one is like, sorry, I don't mind my messy bench. This one is massive. I mean, I can't even hold that all up in one frame, so I would have too much to know what to do with. So I do recommend, obviously, the OEM style $70 one. And happily, it looks like I need to put some vice grips up on this and twist it off. And we're going to go outside right now, lift up the truck, because this is day 2, and get that off of there so we can install this one. Would you look at that? I came back a couple days later, and it's literally just hand tight. That's hilarious. Wow. Well, now we just need to feed the new one in, and we will be good to go. Cannot wait. There's only one way this can go in, and you'll see the little like point that sticks out. This one's pretty round though. The aftermarket one seems more oval, but at least it came right out. And let's take a look at this thing. No, it's about the same. All right, cool. I'm gonna screw this into place, and we're gonna run it up to the firewall. And just like that, this little thing right here just slides down into place, and we can essentially put this back right where it belongs. So this is one thing that, like I said, you need to pay attention to when you do the header, is make sure you guide your speedometer cable off to the side. So now I'm going to try to run this to the left side of the firewall without creasing it. So it'll be like somewhere like over here. So if it's away from the pipe, might get a little warm, but I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. So not too bad though. And as far as the header update, I'll give you guys another look down below. I see 2 spots the header rubs, and I feel it in the cab. It's not my favorite thing ever. It is slightly touching this every once in a while, which there's not much I can do there. And it is a little close to the floor down here. That I can bend a little bit, so I'm not too worried about that. I'll figure something out for this later. Down here, there's the new cable. It comes right around, and it's going to go right to the right over here by the transmission, and everything should be pretty good. So I'm going to get this all put back together and start the truck and see if it goes down the road good. All right, guys. Well, I got this routed off to the side now. As you can see, it looks so much better. It was a wicked pain in the tail. You might be able to see down there, I made like a little bracket and got it to sit there. I just got to go down below now and just try to tuck it off just a little bit more. But I could probably do that with like a zip tie somewhere. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. As long as I get it away from this pipe and don't kink it, I will be all set. All right, guys. So now that that is done, I am a wicked mess right now. But I am excited to just hop in this thing and see what difference this has made. Make sure it actually works. All that fun stuff. We can take this. A little bit of grass here. And, all right, we'll hop in this thing. And you guys will be pleasantly surprised to know that I actually swapped back currently to my stock ECU. I thought that my header leaking was a problem I was having with my ECU. When I punched the gas, I would get no power. I thought my header leaking was just throwing too much fuel. It was running too rich. Then I put the new header and nothing changed power-wise. My truck kept dying. It was just a wicked mess. So I converted back to my stock ECU, and now that I've done the timing chain service a couple of months ago, and I have the new header, and I did a bunch of other stuff to the truck, it actually drives better than ever before. I don't know what happened. I did lose my rev limiter, which is kind of okay because it really woke the truck up. Being able to rev up to about 65, almost 7, is a good change. Second gear power band really likes the 65 to 6800 RPMs. That's the highest I like to bring it to anyway. So that's a cool change, but I mean, check this out. Magic. Starts right up first try, no issues, loves it. And let's go see if the speedometer works. Yo, dub in the chat, boys. We have a speedometer again. Let's go. All Alright guys, we're out here for something just minor to fix, which is unfortunate because we just fixed it in the fall. But my headlight switch is all busted up. I had to literally unplug my headlight. Watch, the switch is off right now. We're going to plug in this headlight and you're going to see what I mean. For the last like 2 weeks, I've had to just literally unplug my headlight and plug it back in because it just comes on. That's ridiculous. So now, while leaving that on, and by the way, everything is looking really good and going pretty good. To remove this switch, I don't have any of the screws in my steering column. I don't know why I didn't add them. I just felt like it was unnecessary to re-ag because I take it off so much. And here we are. There's 2 screws on the side of the switch, which are super easy to get to. You just need a little Phillips head screwdriver. And there is 1 connection that holds this switch in. And I know it's the switch. I pulled it out and I tried to bend the pins to make it so I could turn that light off. But right here, you just push down on this harness. You pull it out. Take our new one and push that in. Bam. Push it back in place and put that all back together. But now with my switch off, this headlight should, not be on. Wonderful. Now we won't have any more issues. So hopefully the switch actually lasts. If not, I'm going to be calling up Amazon saying, hey, what's up with this terrible switch? It's the same one I ordered last time. So hopefully it actually lasts this time. So right now I'm cracking open my new O2 sensor. We're going to unplug it, take this one, hook it up, plug it back in, and we will be good to go there and see if that makes any noticeable difference. Having a fresh O2 sensor was a very good move. Hey, what's up guys? So we are over at Flippin' Customized Garage right now, and he's gonna help me weld up that shock tower, and pretty excited to see that all done. And he's also going to take just a quick look and see if he can see what is rattling back here, because that's another issue. All right guys, we're just about ready to peace out of Flippin' Customized Garage. Big shout out to him. He checked out. I had a little bit of a rattling noise when I brought my truck to the exhaust shop. The guy from AAA just released my e-brake and let the truck fly right off the tow bed. The exhaust smacked the ground and messed up my mounts that hold it up. So big shout out to Flippin' Customized for checking that out, fixing that. He noticed some cracks on the front face of this shock mount, and he recommended me a good size shock that I should go out and get. He completely reconstructed and like double welded down there, so that should be a lot more structural for this arm up in here. But we do have a shock now, which is pretty sweet, and things are looking pretty good. And he also knows my new O2 sensor wire broke because we were in a rush, of course. So he fixed that up, soldered that, so we are good to go there. And now we're gonna head over to a cruise night. Look at that, he's filming right now too. I love it. Well, all right, everybody, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for checking it out and following along as I do some of these oddball, just kind of things around the truck. I know some people are pretty interested on the build half sometimes, and a little bit of a how-to on how to get that speedometer cable in there. I figured that was a good, fun little video for anybody in the future who has a mechanical speedometer cable. Remember, that would be for like the OBD1 style, probably 94 and below if I were to guess. Don't quote me on that entirely. I know 93 and below will have that style if you have the KA24E. Couple variants in there, realistically. But we got in the truck pretty squared away. Happy to have that stock ECU back in right now, just so I can reliably take it to shows and everything as I want. And I haven't given up on the ECU. I do plan to put it back in the truck, just maybe over the winter or something. But wanted to show you guys that. And other than that, the truck is going better than it ever has. It's running great. I'm really able to enjoy it at this point. And the last few small things I need to tie up that I have in-house that I'm not even going to do on video is my underglow up here. Just like 1/5 on the left side isn't turning on. And one of the underglow pieces in my bed died. I think it actually got cut somehow, somewhere along the way. But yeah, lots of exciting things in this video. Happy to have hung up that cable a little bit better. And again, if you want to see some more Minitruck content in the future, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.